Well, hey there, everybody. Just want to have a quick video today where we talk about the notes on your guitar and when you're changing your tuning, why you would call them certain things versus other things. In the specific example I'm thinking of, I saw a guitar part that was tabbed out, and for the tuning, it said A sharp, then F. It was in a drop tuning, which, real quick, if you don't know what that is, it's like I have this in a drop tuning right now. That's a power chord now because I took the low E string and dropped it down a whole step to D. And now that's a perfect fifth. Okay, that perfect fifth part is important to what we're about to talk about. So, like I said, the next note is an F. And if you look at this tab, you can clearly see that the guitar was originally tuned to C standard and then they dropped it and did a drop tuning. Okay. On C standard, you're going to have C, F, B flat, E flat. Those are going to be your notes for, the low four strings tuned in fourths. So when they dropped it, instead of thinking about it as, C, F, B flat, they went down, or B flat, F, B flat, which is what would make the most sense because B flat to F in that context, or in that case, like this thing's not tuned down to B flat. That would be kind of ridiculous. But those two notes make a perfect fifth. A sharp to F, now I'm splitting hairs here, does not make a perfect fifth. It makes a flat sixth. And harmonically, they're the exact same thing. Okay? Perfect fifth and a flat sixth. That's that. Now, there's a different kind of flat sixth that we'll talk about, and that is in relation to when you're actually playing in a key. But when you're talking about just intervals, you've got major sixth, minor sixth, flat sixth, slash perfect fifth. They're the same thing, okay? It's kind of like a flat fifth and a sharp fourth are the same thing. It's that same concept. So back to the example. You've got an A sharp now. That's what they're calling it, to an F. Well, it makes more sense to use B flat instead of A sharp for a couple of reasons. One, you were originally tuned to C. You're going down a whole step. The next note below C is a B. Always is, it's always gonna be. So why would you skip down to a flavor of A? Because in your head, you went down a third, not a whole step. Like it's a sharp third, really, in that case, it would be a whole step. So it's really kind of a weird, or I guess a flat third. Because think about it, you got minor third, flat third is a whole step. So that's when they tuned it and then called it an A sharp. That's kind of what you're doing there, is instead of going, well, we tuned it down a whole step, we tuned it down a flat third. Nobody would ever say that, right? Mostly nobody would say that. It'd be kind of silly. So I just wanted to point out there is kind of a reason to be aware of what you call a note. Okay, and I'll give you another kind of a fun little example. We'll hang out in the B's. Okay, B standard to F sharp is a perfect fifth. B standard to G flat looks like a perfect fifth, but it's a flat sixth. If you call that a G flat from the B, it's a flat sixth. Okay, now B flat to G flat is a minor sixth, but B flat to F sharp is an augmented fifth or a sharp fifth. You made the 5 bigger. So when you're writing a piece of music or reading music, you eventually get trained to see things like that, like G to D is a fifth. Any flavor of a G to a D is a fifth. Any flavor of a C to a G is a fifth of some kind. Well, then it becomes much easier to read it. If you're seeing a C and a flat G, you know this is a tritone. You know to make that shape with your hand. Just going along, you just go, that's the shape I make with my hand. Seeing A sharp and F natural your brain's going to take just a little bit longer to process that. And if you kept that rolling, for example, the A sharp to F example, and wrote everything off a little bit like that, that would get very confusing. Like way confusing, way fast. For example, D, A is what we're in right now. Okay, so you could call that note C double sharp to A. I drop tuned my guitar down to C double sharp. Does that sound like, if you kept that rolling throughout the fretboard, like that's something you'd want to read the music for? No, it'd be very confusing. It would be hard to just move the cogs in your brain and keep rolling. So that's why it's important. I know it's a little bit like splitting hairs, but it does help to know these things and to just be able to go, okay, it's D and an A right there. D, A makes that shape. D, G makes that shape. And once you start learning those things and just kind of, you find these patterns, your hands can do the work while your eyes are reading the piece of music, or writing a piece of music might be much simpler. So there's that. Nothing too special. Just something I wanted to talk about. I've been kind of thinking about it. Have an awesome day. Thank you for watching.